Welcome to this demonstration of Clear Law Institute's online course on preventing workplace harassment. In this demonstration, I'm going to cover the following topics. First, the learning design of the course. Second, Clear Law Institute's legal expertise to create the course and keep it up to date with any changes in the law. Third, the course versions and the languages in which the course can be delivered. Fourth, your ability to customize the course to your specific policies and practices. And finally, course administration, either on our learning management system or your organization's learning management system. So we'll start with the topic of our learning design. And the first thing that you'll see in our courses is that we like to use a variety of different learning games, under the theory that while people love to learn, they hate to be taught. So in this game, the learner types in what he or she thinks are protected characteristics under harassment and discrimination laws. And of course, it doesn't really matter if they get them all correct. In fact, they're probably not going to get them all correct. But it's a way to engage the user to see what do they know now. And then, of course, at the end of the exercise, they are shown what all the correct answers are. In addition to learning games, the course relies heavily on a story-based approach to learning. And in fact, the course contains dozens of nuanced scenarios, many of which are based on actual cases that put the learner in the position of a real-life person who may be faced with a difficult situation. Let's take a look at an example of a story-based scenario.
Following scenario, an employee named Sophia comes to talk to you about a problem she's having at work. You are Sophia's best friend, and she works in a separate department.
Can I talk to you for a minute? I've been having some problems with John. Since I started, he's been acting a little strangely around me. At first, he was always just hanging out near where I worked, trying to talk to me. I wasn't really able to get my work done, so I'd try to cut the conversation short. Then a week or two ago, he asked me out. I told him no and eventually told him I wasn't interested in him. But after that, he started talking to me about his sex life. He would constantly say that we should go on a date and that I wouldn't be disappointed. Then a couple of nights ago, he stood really close to me in the elevator as I was leaving to go home. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't think he's sexually harassing me. I think he just thinks that he can persuade me to go out with him. Thanks for talking with me. I feel better just having talked about it. Anyway, whatever you do, don't say anything to John or anyone else about what I told you. You have to promise me that you'll keep this confidential. I can take care of this myself.
Rather than lecturing to users, we show them a scenario, we ask them a question about how they would handle it, and then we provide feedback on what is the best response.
You need to tell Sophia that she must immediately report the issue to HR, or you will report it for her. As discussed previously, because you are a supervisor, you have a duty to promptly report any harassment allegation you learn about. It doesn't matter that Sophia specifically asked that you keep the matter confidential and not do anything about it. By reporting the matter to HR or other appropriate officials, you can at least get some advice on what to do from someone better trained in how to handle these situations. It may seem reasonable to give Sophia some time to handle the matter on her own and plan to report the matter only if it continues. However, what if Sophia is unable to handle the problem and the harassment continues or worsens? Remember that you have a duty to report the matter. The employer's failure to take action when it first learned of the allegations could result in liability, even though the alleged victim requested that nothing be done. In this exercise, you get to see how your decision to report or not report Sophia's concerns could impact Sophia, John, and others in the workplace. For each person shown on the screen, click on Report and Not Report. You will hear from them on how your decision to report or not report Sophia's concerns impacted them.
You click on, for each person, so for Sophia, you click on, what would have happened if you look into the future. What would have happened if you had reported the harassment? And she describes, what happened, and of course she was a bit upset that she had to go to HR right away, but ultimately it became the right decision. Whereas if you don't report, then let's watch what happens there.
Initially, I was really glad when you told me that you wouldn't report what I told you to HR and you would keep it confidential. At that point, I really thought I could handle it myself. Unfortunately, I was wrong. John kept asking to go out with me. Even though I kept saying no, he kept getting bolder and bolder. One night, we were both working late alone in the office. As I was leaving, he tried to kiss me. I pushed him away and ran out of the office. I was really scared because I didn't know what he was going to do.
So, and as you imagine, if you click on report, it's a different story. Things are better. And so you get to see how your decision to forward the issue to HR could impact Sophia, could impact the alleged harasser, could impact Tanya, who's a new employee who starts working here a few weeks from now, and it can impact you. And that's when, if you were to click on the HR official, then you'd see that. So this is our assessment procedure. This is our what we call the harassment pyramid game. Now, many online courses have a simple multiple choice test, but we have concerns with that approach, both from an instructional and from a legal perspective. So, and primarily from a legal perspective, one of the concerns with having a multiple choice assessment or any kind of pass-fail assessment is, what do you do if one of your employees fails and a few months later he harasses someone? Now we have evidence that you knew he didn't understand the material, but what did you do to remedy that lack of understanding? So some providers stick with a pass-fail assessment, which has these potential legal difficulties. Others just say, well, we just won't assess whether or not they understood the material or not. But we actually think it's important to ensure that everyone who takes the course understands the major principles taught in the course, which is why we designed this assessment pyramid. And the way it works is each of these boxes represents the 10 major principles taught in the course. And so what happens is you click on a box and you're given a question. So here's the question, and let's just say we get the first question wrong, right? So we choose it, we get it wrong, we get feedback on why it's wrong. Okay, so now when we return to the pyramid, we see that box is still lit, meaning that before we finish the harassment game and therefore finish the course, we have to click back on the box where we're given a different question. It's on the same topic. This topic here is about which characteristics are protected. And now, hopefully, by getting the feedback from the previous question, we'll get this one right. And so here we get it right. We get it says correct. We get feedback on why it's right, and you see now the box shows that it's correct. So this is our way of not allowing any user to complete the course without showing they have 100% understanding of the major principles taught in the course. An important consideration in choosing an online course on preventing workplace harassment is the legal expertise of the provider. Indeed, some states like California in their laws put specific requirements on the training provider as far as their legal expertise in order to create and deliver the training. So at Clear Law, we have in-house legal expertise. So we don't need to rely on lawyers from law firms or other organizations. We have our own in-house legal expertise, which ensures that the course is legally accurate when produced, but also, perhaps more importantly, kept up to date with any changes in the law. And indeed, the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, has turned to Clear Law Institute for our expertise on how to investigate complaints of harassment and discrimination. And so we use this expertise to ensure that the course is kept compliant not only with federal law but also with state laws. So we have a feature in our courses where the employees who are taking the course, they can click on a link and they can learn about the protected characteristics in each of the 50 states. We offer 3 different versions of the Preventing Workplace Harassment course. So first is the standard course that's taken by employees, which takes about 50 minutes to complete. Second is the supervisor course, which is the entire employee course plus an additional 10 minutes or so just on supervisor specific responsibilities. And then third, we offer the advanced supervisor course, which is 2 hours in length. And this course is just for supervisors who are based in California or Connecticut, because California and Connecticut, their laws require that the harassment training be no less than 2 hours. And in fact, they have specific restrictions on how the course is delivered, so that you must ensure that not a single supervisor is able to get through the course in under 2 hours. All the versions are available both in English and in Spanish. And also, we offer brand new refresher courses every 2 years, so that we don't want your employees to have to watch reruns of a course they've already seen before. And so most of our clients are training every 2 years, and so every 2 years we provide a brand new course. Many of our clients choose to customize the course to their look and feel, to their policies, to include an introductory message from their CEO or VP of HR or another company official. And so here, this course is one that we created for Petco, and this is the introductory message, and I'll just play a bit of that and you'll get a sense of how the introductory message works.
Hello, and welcome to Petco's Preventing Workplace Harassment Training. I'm Jim Myers. At Petco, we understand the importance of treating all of our people, our partners, customers, vendors, and others, with fairness, dignity.
So I won't play the whole introduction, but you get a sense, just sort of a brief introduction, welcoming people to the course, images from your workplace to give the course your look and feel. And rather than the Clear Law Institute logo at the top, it's the Petco logo. Also, within the course, we teach not only what the law is, we teach what your specific policies are. So we include their specific instruction on how to report harassment, and then also we include their policies. So for this client, they have 2 relevant policies, their harassment policy and also a non-fraternization policy. And so the employees can open that up and read that. We also give you the option to have your employees read your policy and certify that they've both read and understood the policy as part of completing the course. So employees can open up the policy where they're required to read the policy. We can even put a timer on this page to ensure that they take the time necessary to read the policy. Then the employee returns to the course and they certify that they have read and understood the policy. One of the most important considerations when choosing an online training provider is how easy is it going to be for you to administer the course to all of your employees. So first, you can deliver the course either on your learning management system if your organization has one, or if not, we can simply host the course on our learning management system. We can even handle the entire course administration, meaning that we can send out the emails to your employees notifying them of the need to take the course. We can keep track of which employees have taken the course and which have not, so that you don't have to worry about any aspect of the online training delivery. And one thing to stress is that unlike many training providers, we provide Tier 1 user technical support, meaning that if one of your employees experiences a technical problem while taking the course, rather than them calling you, we want them to call us so that we can quickly solve the problem and get the employee back on his or her way in completing the course without disrupting you. So this concludes the demonstration of our online course on preventing workplace harassment. If you'd like to take the entire course as a user would, receive pricing information, or ask any other question, please email us at info@clearlawinstitute.com or call us at 703-372-0550 and we'll respond to you promptly. Thank you very much.